What's good about your boy D-Money here? Today we actually about to look at the top 10 Call of Duties. Yeah, that's what I said. I said duty. Shut up. Anyway, yo, this is videos that you brought to you by Mojo. And well, watch Mojo, I should say. And yo, I'm kind of curious to see what's gonna be on this list. So yeah, without further ado, let's get in and go.
10. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare.
10.
While sharing a similar title, this entry doesn't quite live up to the standard Modern Warfare set, but that's not to say that it's a bad game. In fact, it's a lot of fun. New gameplay mechanics brought on by the exosuit allowed for more interactive set pieces we weren't used to, and brought a lot of verticality to the multiplayer.
Yeah, 'cause I played that the third mode like 45 times. Nothing changed to me.
The cinematic quality of the campaign is backed by terrific acting by Troy Baker in the lead role. Not to mention that Kevin Spacey's fall in-game might just be more satisfying now than it's ever been. Number 9. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3.
Oh my god!
I played that like a couple times too.
Arguably the most cinematic of all the entries, we get to see the world during a Third World War, and boy is it brutal. The campaign is one incredible action-packed set piece
this
after
part
the other,
is my favorite part of the game.
It has a plethora of iconic moments.
The airplane mode on this is like my favorite part of this game. Like I've played that part I don't know how many freaking times. I played it numerous amount of times. Just that part alone. That's like my favorite part of the whole game.
Such as storming a tower in a juggernaut suit and the destruction of New York City.
Eyes on the exchange! Left side!
One question: why does everything gotta happen in New York? I'm just wondering if you had like all the movies, something happened in New York. Superman came down. It happened in New York. What's going on? Like really? Just because it's there, don't I mean? Let me at least visit the place once before you blow it up again. Shouts out to New York. Just saying. I'm just saying. I'm talking about in movies now, not in real life. Movies only. Don't go jumping down my throat.
It's also the closing chapter to the Modern Warfare story that began 4 years prior. While flawed, the multiplayer still offered a lot of fun, especially with the introduction of Kill Confirmed and Spec Ops Survival Mode.
My favorite part of the game too.
Number 8. Call of Duty.
The original one. I didn't care for the first one that much. It was good, but I didn't care for it.
This is where it all began. Codenamed Medal of Honor Killer during production, the team did everything they could to create the next big first-person shooter franchise, and boy did they succeed. The game's large-scale battles with an army of AI-controlled teammates at your side made you really feel like you were part of the battle. Acclaimed for its impressive set pieces and multiple campaigns, the series would follow its formula to varying degrees of success in the future, but would still maintain a critical and commercial hit.
It was good. I mean, towards the end part was kind of good.
Number 7. Call of Duty 2.
Yeah, 2 was okay. I kind of liked it too.
Improving on the original Call of Duty in every way, and
really
being a launch title for the Xbox 360, this second entry into the franchise made it into a lot of homes across the world and launched the series into the legendary status that it holds today. The visual presentation between this and the last game has improved significantly, which is hard to fathom when we remember that they're only 2 years apart. Enemy AI was improved too, making it a harder challenge to beat. Number 6. Call of Duty World at War.
I have yet to play this one.
Look, we know Call of Duty games have always been violent, but we hadn't seen anything like this.
I don't think I have.
Limbs
No, I have
off,
played this one.
blood splatters everywhere, and you really feel like your life is on the line.
Because I remember this scene. I have played.
Outstanding!
Following Modern Warfare, World at War had to deliver, especially with it being set in World War II, and it definitely did. Multiplayer is expansive with vehicle controlling maps, and the introduction to Nazi zombies has the game full of replayability.
My favorite.
Number 5. Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
What do you suggest?
Yeah. 4 times back to back.
For the better part of 8 years, longtime fans had been clamoring for the franchise to return to a modern setting, citing that recent entries had gone too far into the future and had relied too much on sci-fi elements. Thankfully, their pleas would finally be answered with the release of a brand new reboot of the Modern Warfare series.
Chemical weapons are now in the wild. Fix it.
After being absent in the previous year's release, Black Ops 4, the campaign made a triumphant return with a realistic and gritty story that also sees the return of fan favorite Captain Price. The multiplayer would introduce new game modes such as Ground War and Gunfight, and for the first time in the franchise's history would feature crossplay, allowing players to battle it out no matter what platform they play on.
That's the best thing they ever could do.
Number 4. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
That will forever be one of my favorite games.
There's just something so endearing about this entry that makes it fun to think about and even more fun to play. Its multiplayer may have been unbalanced, but its weapons and map variety kept it fresh. Some could say Modern Warfare 2 is when the series began to get a bit tacky, but it was so full of content that you just couldn't help but play. Its campaign is as cinematic as they get, with many POVs throughout the conflict, and it continued to flesh out the characters we grew to love in the first Modern Warfare.
I thought I told you this was a one-way trip.
Looks like it still is. They'll be looking for us, you know.
Number 3. Call of Duty Black Ops 2.
I love
Boys
that one
better
too.
get your shit together. He's gonna attack.
While its campaign may have been a bit far-fetched and oddly paced, there was still a surprising amount of cohesion and spectacle in this entry into the long-running series, and it was the quintessential multiplayer experience for Call of Duty. It was accommodating to every type of player and had the most customization we've ever seen, with its Pick 10 system for loadouts. Zombies mode is vastly improved with the inclusion of a sprawling map that rewards exploration and discovery, so long as a monkey demon doesn't jump on your head. Number 2. Call of Duty Black Ops. While still a straight-up action game, Black Ops had a more thriller and mystery vibe to it, which we hadn't experienced in any of the campaigns before it. It was doused in suspense and maintained a feeling of dread as players, along with protagonist Alex Mason, tried to figure out what those damn numbers meant.
Yeah. I still don't know what they meant.
Yes.
The psychologically impactful campaign isn't the only positive. Multiplayer introduced the fan-favorite Nuketown, as well as fun wager matches that upped the stakes, as if our hearts weren't pounding enough. 1. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare.
Heads up!
Can we all just take a minute to remember that amazing reveal trailer? Infinity Ward's first foray into the modern era of combat was a huge success, with each mission in the campaign being unique and impactful, broken up with insanely cinematic events that had a surprising amount of emotional weight to them. Multiplayer was flawless, with great balancing and map variety. These were simpler times, with only 3 kill streaks and a much more limited create a class system, but that was all the game needed, and probably what any future game needs too.
All right, so yeah, like I said, I like that I like pretty much almost all of them. A few of them are all my favorite ones, you know, like the new Call of Duty, Black Ops 1 and 2, Modern Warfare 1, 2, and 3, mainly mostly 2 and 3. But as far as like Black Ops 4, to me, but between Black Ops 4 and Ghost was too short. You know, Call of Duty Ghost, that was entirely too short for me. Because the story mode on there, like most of for majority of the times when you actually play the Call of Duty story modes, it might take you like a day or two, sometimes 3, depending on how much time you have, sometimes a week, depending on how much time you have. Ghost was I was done with the game in literally less than 6 hours. Literally, like the game was entirely too short for me. It was starting to get good, right? Like right when it was starting to get real good, you get to the train scene, and after that, it's over with. Like, where's the rest of the game? Like it was a good game, but it just was entirely too short. Like it just hurt. Like it just rushed. It was a rush game, pretty much to me. But it was good though. But it was a rush game. Now for Black Ops 4, that game is good too. But you took out the story mode. A lot of people like me, we play Call of Duty for the story modes, not just for the multiplayer. And like I played every story mode for Call of Duty. I'm addicted to them. I can admit that. So when it came out with Black Ops 4, I was like, yeah, I'm hyped for it. But then I find out that they took the story mode. I'm like, dude, why would you do that? Like a lot of people play, like look for this game for the story mode. And that to me was kind of like the only letdown for that game. To me, the game itself is for the multiplayer is always on point and everything, the weaponry and everything like that, the mechanics is always on point. But to me, the game was a letdown because of the fact that I was looking forward to the story mode and to find out they completely took it out. It kind of made me mad. Like I have the game and I play it every once in a while, but I don't play it as much as I played the other ones. I played Black Ops 3 way more than I played 4. But I mean, it is what it is. But the newer games that came out, they made up for it dramatically, especially the new Call of Duty. It made up for it off the chain, like dramatically. It made up for it. So I'm happy with that. Like I'm good with that. Excuse me. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end it right there. I hope you enjoyed the video. If I'm sorry for the freeze frame that y'all might be seeing in the video, is I don't know what's wrong with my recording app is acting stupid for some reason. But anyway, like I said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please be sure to power sign that like button. And in the meantime, between time I see when I see you, holla at your boy.